Do 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 do. Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Zal here, and today is a very good day. I am so hyped for today, and it's literally because of this beautiful little tab here, which allows so many possibilities. And you wouldn't think it would be a massive thing, but if you've been following the channel for a while, then you'll know that I have wanted the community tab since day one. And we finally have it. I can actually finally post to you guys, and not only that, give you polls of what you want to see, which helps me to create my next video. Like, it's awesome. It's awesome. I can create so much stuff with this. It's great. I'm excited. I'm excited. But yeah. Notice something a little bit different. The UK is still in lockdown, so currently barbers are closed, and you know, I thought, well, I might as well give myself a haircut. And by myself, I mean my brother done it for me. But hey, it does the job. Okay, it's short. It's starting to get warmer here in the UK by a little bit. So you know, it's But yeah, so obviously, I thought I'd come on tonight. 6 hours ago, I posted this. You guys have awesome with the engagement as always. So I think this is the order of how we're going to do things. I'm going to schedule this Warframe development report reaction for tomorrow, for the 2nd. So when you're watching this, it actually is the 2nd. So I'm speaking to you from the past. It's crazy. The Half-Life 2 video I think we'll schedule for Thursday, Friday, and then obviously we'll get a Monster Hunter trailer part 2 out for the weekend. But I'm also going to use this to ask you guys what you think of certain video ideas, maybe even post some little videos, some images. Who knows? But yeah, we can have a lot of fun with this, and I've always wanted this, so thank you so much for you guys for supporting the channel, because without you, that would not be a thing. And it is, and I'm so happy, so thank you. I think we've done a lot of these so far. Well, when I say a lot, probably not. Probably we haven't done barely any. I know we done, who was it? We done the Frost one. This was probably one of my favourites, the Frost development report. We did the Nidus Ouroboros, which was really cool. You guys loved that one. The Avara we did. Oberon we did. I feel like we did another after that, but I'm not sure. Oh yes, Hydroid we also did. Today I'm feeling Valkyr. I am, and I think in in complete and utter respect for the Octavia Prime coming out this week or last week, but the trailer dropped Sunday. But we're going to go in with the Valkyr development report because one, it's a Warframe I have experience with. We played it. Did I like her at the beginning? Not massively. Wasn't a huge fan. She was very squishy, but that's because I was the mistake, as my parents always told me. But I did some stupid stuff with Valkyr, and it sounds like I'm confessing to some kind of ill past, but no, I just literally didn't play her properly. I think I was so used to Rhino, and then we went straight to Valkyr, didn't we? And it was like, although Valkyr is considered one of the better, tankier frames, it's all about, levels. There's levels to it, as we know. But anyway, let's get straight into the Warframe development report with Valkyr. I can't wait for this one. This is going to be a really, really good one. Yeah, I can't wait. So let's crank up the volume here, crank up the volume there. Let's get it started. This Morse code? Morse code from a Cephalon, is it? I say Cephalon because I presume this is a Cephalon. I'm checked. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't actually know what this is. Is this some sort of insignia for the Orokin? Or is it a Cephalon? Because I'm pretty sure we saw this when it was Hydroid, right? And it spoke to us.
ever stop to think about dying? Yes? No? Whatever. A moment of introspect, if you will. The idea of death is terrifying to some, not necessarily out of fear of it, but out of the fear of the unknown. For obvious reasons, nobody knows what happens after death aside rigor mortis, followed by decomposition. Therefore, merely thinking about dying can be considered scary, even if it's a natural process. Why? Because it's a mystery. There are good mysteries, such as a close relative revealing they have a surprise for you, and there are bad mysteries, such as returning from a long voyage and finding your village has been burned to the ground.
It's probably not the best mystery.
Death is neither of these, and since it's already unknown territory for us all, you can conclude that simple fear of death is attributed to the brain's natural response of avoiding unfamiliarity. A simple explanation, is it not? On the other hand, others fear death because it entails misery, purely because, as the opposite of life, it's heavily associated with pain and suffering. I hate interruptions. But back on topic. That, my darlings, is what confounds me. What is pain? How do you define pain? Is it for the father who will be kept forever waiting for the return of his son from war? No, for it is during peace that sons bury fathers, but during war that fathers bury sons. Is it that which occurs when you watch your lover of countless summers on her last breath, slowly losing her grip on life? No, for it is love which closest resembles a flame, from nothing becomes a spark, and said spark turn into flame, but not like any fire. It will eventually be snuffed out. Is it when you find gutter scum with no family, no home, and no sense of self on your metaphorical doorstep and steal them away? No, for nobody would weep for such numerous children to begin with. It's a surprisingly convoluted thing to question, because all of that is simple moral hypothesizing, aside from the fact that, although everyone experiences pain, not everyone does so in the same way. Thus, trying to tie people together with a shared connection is utterly pointless. It would be like trying to describe color to a born blind person. Impossible and simply useless. To the common man, pain is something experienced during moments of emotional.
Was that Valkyr I heard?
It would be like trying to describe color to a born blind person. Impossible and simply useless.
It is. I like that. It is.
To the common man, pain is something experienced during moments of emotional vulnerability, or stress, or some other equally irreverent behavior. To us, how?
Because am I not right in thinking that Valkyr was something else entirely before she was Valkyr? Like, she would have been a completely different frame with a different name before Alad V abducted her or took the shell that is her, the frame, and did wacky experiments on it to make it as angry and as fierce as it is. So who is this? Who is this? Because I know that this necessarily doesn't mean that this is going on, but you know, it gives a bit of detail. It gives me a visual image to what I'm hearing. Because surely this isn't Corpus, this person. I'm sure... No, did Alad V? Maybe I'm wrong. Was that... No, Alad V was experimenting on Valkyr to find out what makes Warframes tick, right? And then created his own abomination. I can't remember what it's called, the dog thing, which I'm pretty sure isn't Valkyr, that we had to destroy loads of times in order to get Valkyr Warframe.
However, pain is a neuropsychological phenomenon which in particular applications causes a being to cease normal behaviors and brainwave patterns, ultimately reverting to a subconscious but more primal condition. It goes without saying, science is what drives us, and we cannot learn without growing. And we cannot grow if we cannot be willing to exchange something in return, whether it be blood or time. This is the creed of our civilization, one which we were born learning and will die. I
don't know why, but I kind of, although this is the image that we're presented with, I feel like she's probably sitting down at a desk, one of those little recorders on the table, cigarette in hand with like Valkyr behind her or something, just talking at this recorder. I don't know why I get those vibes, just from the quality of the audio.
Upholding, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm Vega, Dr. Vega. My objective today is to annotate my observations of this supposed Warframe prototype that was put together recently. Because after the third operator suffered an aneurysm mere seconds after activation, suddenly the eggheads at the engineering department are curious if their framework is simply too strenuous, or if they simply had a bad batch of pilots. And so that is why I am here today, to be the official determinant, so to speak.
She seems like a cold, hard
Today's subject operator
character.
Having been recovered from the Zariman 10-0 voyage alongside her twin sister, both of
No, that was important lore. I should have. God damn it, Zell.
Having been recovered from the Zariman 10-0 voyage alongside her twin sister,
okay.
Both of them being swiftly isolated for evaluation due to void exposure.
I should hope so.
The one standing before us today was diagnosed by medical personnel with intermittent explosive disorder, but has regardless still been declared fit for duty. Her sister, on the other hand, remains isolated and is currently undergoing extensive mental treatment due to being diagnosed with PTSD, schizophrenia, and a newly discovered fascination with blood, more precisely her own blood, and how fast she can watch it flow.
Oh.
Now playing the latest recording. I'm sorry. I will do it again. I'm sorry. Treatment has been progressing at an unfavorable rate, but the council is insistent on her recovery.
I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting this. This has gone deep. This has gone really deep.
Primarily because she is the current candidate operator for the Garunda platform.
Okay.
This suggests that being tainted by the void has deeper effects on one's psyche than simply just becoming a wielder of otherworldly powers. For this very reason, they both were handpicked to serve as test operators on projects that the Council considers to be demanding on the pilot. Anyway, I shall begin paraphrasing the schematics I've been given. I should clarify I'm simply reading what I've been given here. I don't really care about this drivel that those eunuchs at the engineering department put together. Attribute 1, Adrenaline. Valkyr is unique in that she possesses chemical and electrical injectors within
I like the way they've done this. I really like the way they've done this. This is different. Right? This is different to the other ones we've reacted to, bar... No, I think it's just different all round. I really like this. This is how it should have been. Because now I'm engrossed in the story, but not only that, this same person, Dr. Vega... Why does that ring a bell? But, I like this because she's still talking as if it's her report that she's writing. We're not suddenly talking about the Warframe and then hitting the abilities, but almost disconnecting from the story, which is what I felt the others have kind of been like. Like, no offense to Rahetalius, they're great, they're really, really good. It's just, that's the only thing that, and I think a lot of you agreed as well, that you watch them, and then it comes to the abilities, and you're like, not in, I can't say not in a bad way, because like that's not really a good way, but it just, yeah, you know, I've said it in my previous video, so I'm not going to say it again, but this, I like the way they're doing it this way. This is really engaging.
Internal invested. This is important because a constant stimulus, whether it be external via gunshots or internal via chemical or electrical affliction, a perpetual state of pain is ensured. For instance, Valkyr is constantly supplied with a slow dosage of hydromorphone. This particular concoction dulls minor impact-related injuries, mostly those acquired through falling or being knocked down. As a result, operators will experience significantly faster recovery time compared to the other Warframes when it comes to landing from very high altitudes or being swept off their feet. On the occasion that is not enough, Valkyr is equipped with a cord composed of a specialized polymer, being 18 times stronger than steel, while remaining light enough to float on water and not hinder the movement of the Warframe itself. The operator may utilize this cord to pull themselves for safety, or for more aggressive purposes, pull enemies towards them. Due to the cord itself having a wind-up activation, consecutive use of the cord will result in more potency with less energy requirements. Personally, I don't think it's worth a damn, but whatever. There's also the option to equip the VIP supplementary module, which will... Yeah, I'm not reading this. This is garbage. Next. Attribute 2, aggravation.
I guess that wasn't...
Shut up! Tell the eggheads to bring in another one. Anyways, Valkyr is also capable of somewhat inducing aggressive behavior in friendly targets via screaming. To the untrained ear, this sounds like a simple intimidation maneuver, not unlike a common beast. However, beneath that simple screech is an almost inaudible command delivered to all nearby Warframes. This command is picked up by audio receptors on any and all allied Warframes, which, simply put, orders them to fight harder. It's common to hear the cry of Valkyr and assume she is merely angry, but no. Usually that means she's angry and is bringing friends. Additionally, she has the option of equipping the Eternal supplementary module, which extends the duration of Valkyr's speech command every time she slays an opponent with non-firearms. Given that Valkyr is not a complicated Warframe in terms of Eternals, all she really does is continue killing so long as ample bodies are provided for her. To supply this bloodlust, the Eternal supplementary module allows her to continue fighting at her peak, so long as she can continue killing. It should also be noted that the amount of time extension granted via killing is affected by duration-enhancing modules. So operators with a desire for long-lasting operations should consider this option. Relatively simple, is it not? Attribute 3, Shell Shock. Should the operator choose to, they may overload Valkyr's existing shields to the point of expulsion, causing her overstressed circuitry to release its current, so to speak. This immobilizes any hostile target within the vicinity, as a sudden discharge is enough to severely affect the motor functions of living targets and the targeting functions of non-living targets. However, with the prolonged supplementary mode, this expulsion is affected. When equipped, enemies affected by Valkyr's shield discharge start being pulled towards her via electromagnetism. This is not a fast process, meaning that it is not very useful for field operation unless operators wish to keep their enemies pacified as long as possible, which on a killer like Valkyr is sort of redundant, but whatever. Attribute 4, Delirium. Upon command, a dosage of methylene dioxypyrovalerone,
good job,
MDPV, is delivered throughout Valkyr's system. This causes animals are tricked into becoming able to take more damage than would normally be possible. This is achieved by scrambling the link between pain receptors and circuits within the Warframe, and by manipulating the operator's mental state in a process known as reverse transference. For more details on reverse transference, please consult documents SRF 88-1 and SRF 88-2. Once this is accomplished, energy supply is actively drained in order to properly maintain this state, until manually deactivated or no more energy is available. However, this is not without drawbacks. Note that Valkyr is not granted true immunity, meaning she technically still takes damage even when this aggressive state is active. Deactivating this in the middle of a fight will of course cause Valkyr to receive damage she has taken previously, which if too high is likely to be fatal. This can be bypassed by simply hiding or taking cover before deactivation, so long as enemies are not nearby. This comes with two supplementary modules, Enraged and Assault. Assault allows Valkyr to quite literally pounce onto any enemy within line of sight, making it useful for rapid movement or slaughtering as many enemies as possible, regardless of distance. Enraged, on the other hand, places a hard cap on the chemical effects of Valkyr, while simultaneously removing safety measures. In layman's terms, Enraged lets you hit harder, but for less time. Am I done now? Good. Now, to find somebody to clean up this mess. Closing entry.
That was good. Okay, that was good. That was probably one of the best ones I've seen so far, bar what Frost began with. But But I think simply because of the way it was done, like it's obviously a newer one, so I'm wondering if Rahetalius has changed the way he's done it for a lot of the newer ones. Because yeah, Frost was also 7 months ago. Valkyr was 8 months ago. Which makes sense, because it almost feels as if the way he's done them has changed. Do let me know if the previous ones, the Oberon and the Ivara, are newer, because if that's the case then I'm chatting absolute shite. But yeah, it feels a lot more engaging. It feels way better. I really like the, and you know, who am I to critique him? Like it's, you know, it's just my opinion. Okay, it's neither here nor there. But I really enjoyed that one. Really enjoyed it. And I think Valkyr is a cult favourite. I think everybody likes Valkyr. She is crazy. The only thing that still confuses me is, I know you guys have said in the past that Rahetalius's development reports are more fan lore than actual Warframe lore, but I don't really understand why Dr. Vega is in a way experimenting on Valkyr for her to then be taken by Alid V later on and experimented again. I thought that was the first time she was experimented on, but maybe I'm wrong, because if this is all true and she was also experimented on when she was in the hands of the Hurricane, it's pretty tragic for her. And I can see why she might have some issues. But I really enjoyed that one. I'm sure you guys could tell as well. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this reaction to the Warframe development report Valkyr by Rahetalius. I will obviously link his channel in the description. And yeah, I hope you have enjoyed. I've really liked this one. Let me know down in the comments if there are any others that I should look at. Obviously we're going to get Half-Life 2 video out and the reaction to the rest of the Monster Hunter intros to you as soon as possible. And we have some video ideas on the horizon, but as I say, I'll put those in the community tab. Yes, and you can let me know. But thank you very much for watching, guys. Appreciate every single one of you, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.